To go. All
All
right.
right.
You ready to rock and roll?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's do the rock and roll then, if we will. And there we go. Hey, what's up, Anthony?
What's going on, man?
All right. So here recently, just like yesterday or so, uh, we see this picture of this evil Kyle Rittenhouse wearing a shirt, and as a result, all of a sudden the company that creates that shirt is like totally racist and shit. So stay tuned for that. We've got that and a little bit extra other shit that we gotta gripe about. That's what we do on the Unframe of Mind show.
You're listening to the Unframe of Mind show, the place to have the most mind-stretching, unprotected, intellectual intercourse of your life. Your hosts battle the forces of evil by lobbing fiery balls of truth, reason, and evidence over safe room walls.
All right, and welcome back to another episode of the Unframe of Mind show, where we have uncomfortable conversations without a condom. And on this Unprop 2 episode, I'm your host, Daniel Wagner.
Hey, Anthony Treywick.
Hey, what's up, Anthony?
What's going on,
So,
man?
so yeah, I know we normally do Fridays, and I know this is just kind of like we decided to jump in while this topic was still hot. But before we hop into the topic about Black Rifle Coffee Company and Kyle Rittenhouse, there was a little bit of something that got us quite heated over the last couple of days. You want to let people know what's what was up with that?
As far as what?
As far as our video.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no. So I was on my phone and I got a notification from Facebook saying that our video, our last live stream, which actually done quite well, was pulled for hate speech and insults. And you know, it's no surprise at this point that we're constantly getting our content either removed or subject to some sort of naughty behavior by Facebook. So, but yeah, and then I guess you disputed the situation and they overturned it and the video's back up. So, it's like you said before, it's this abusive relationship that we constantly have with Facebook. But with that being said, because we're tired of dealing with this, we are completely removing ourselves entirely, show and all, by the end of this year. So,
Yeah.
because
So
people keep asking me, they're like, well, why are you still on Facebook? I'm like, well, you don't understand. We also do a show. So having to migrate everything over, it takes a little bit of time,
yep.
so.
Yep. So basically, the video was about Trump. It was titled "Trump wins landslide victory by 80%," and in parentheses it says "totally true." Because we were basically disputing a claim that was made about some ballots, about a watermark on ballots. So we were
Right.
disputing it. And as part of disputing that, I guess because I put on the title, I'm guessing the reason was because I put on the title that Trump wins in landslide victory by 80%. That was enough for them to go, we're going to go ahead and block that one there, and we're just going to shut them down. And it really
But that
drives
doesn't,
me nuts because we were like we had like 30 shares and with 3K plus almost 4K views on this video. And it's like, holy crap, man. I mean, we're sitting there trying our best to get people aware of our content. And when we finally get a video that does good, they're like, nah, shut that down.
I don't think, well, it was flagged for hate speech and for insults. So I don't really think the title had much anything to do with it. I think personally, I don't think Facebook has the time to watch the entire video, because the algorithms pick up keywords, not videos. And so, in my opinion, this was something that was reported by someone for either hate speech or insults. So,
Yeah, that's probably right. But there's no way of telling because they don't allow us to face our accusers. They don't tell us
yeah,
why, hate speech. Okay, what's that mean? Like, what? What was said? I mean, help me out here so we can avoid
I
those
know
key
what was
phrases.
said.
And it may
you
not have
know,
been that. It might have been somebody simply seeing the title, the thumbnail, and that was enough for
yeah,
some people. Some people don't. They're not gonna sit there and watch our whole show over that. Um,
no, no.
yeah, Puddin says I was thinking that too there, Anthony, when it was quote unquote reported.
Yeah, because it was 2 days after the live stream. So I seriously doubt that it was Facebook algorithms.
Yep.
Usually, if it is, they tend to pick up on it fairly quickly within a couple of minutes of whatever it is you posted. Because perfect example, I posted the Proud Boys photo back after, I think it was the second presidential debate, and within minutes, I had my account,
Literally
banned
nobody
for, what
thinks.
was it, 72 hours. So I know that this was something that was deliberate by someone, which is fine. I mean, obviously, we're triggering the right people, and that's what it's meant to do.
Yep, I would guess you are correct. I can't agree with you there more. That wasn't really what we wanted to hop on here tonight for, but it is just
No,
something that was just kind of new, just happening, and really bothering the crap out of us, and really just further solidifying our decision to walk away from the platform. So I guess
right.
it is what it is, and all it did just made us. It's kind of like I know this couple who's currently going through a huge breakup right now, and the dude has flipped his lid, and he's become stalker dude, and he's like texting her, threatening her, and everything else. And it's like, if you want her back, you're probably going about it the wrong way there, bud.
Yeah, that's not how you win something, someone or something back over.
That's what it feels
So,
like with Facebook here. Every time we try to leave, they're like, "Well, fuck you then. Just leave. See if I care."
well, you had to think that, after both Twitter and Facebook went before Congress again over 230, it was like, I wonder how much of their shit was actually gonna fly this time, as far as what they're able to censor or whatnot. I mean, they seem to be questioning themselves as far as, what is considered hate speech, what is considered, offensive,
Right.
and because there's really no way to root that out. They try their best, but sometimes they get it wrong.
Hey, somebody says they really love the new layout. So there's that.
Cool.
I'll try to get it set up for when we're actually in studio to look pretty cool too. Just playing around with some new features and new graphics and whatnot. So this was another excuse for me to get some, test out the waters a little bit and see what I could come up with. Of course, I've got 3 cameras on my face right now. So I don't know if you notice, every time I look over here at the camera and I switch scenes, I'm like, hey, I can look right at the camera as I come over here to this other screen. So that's pretty nice. But
And
it all
people are probably wondering why we're doing this remotely. I didn't feel like going to Daniel's, and I have to work. So it's like, and it's too fucking cold for me to get outside to go do some dumb shit. So I wanted to stay home where it's nice and warm.
Yeah, that's all good. No, I mean, and this isn't going to be a full hour long thing. This was just a quick, jump in and talk to people about what's going on. And
We say that, but it tends to go more than an hour, Daniel. You know how
no,
this rolls.
no, we never
So,
talk more than our allotted time. That's never a thing. We don't do that. All right, so let's hop into the story. This just
yeah.
happened a couple days ago. I was kind of going through Twitter, and I seen some things come up about Black Rifle Coffee Company, and I was like, I went over to you and messaged you, and I said, hey, dude, check out the hashtag Black Rifle Coffee and see
Yeah.
what's up. And you started going over there, and we're like, what the fuck is going on here? First of all, I didn't know Kyle Rittenhouse was out yet, and that's how I found out,
I actually
because
found out the day before only because Tim Pool had covered it on his podcast. I listened to a lot of his content. And I actually have seen the photo beforehand, but when I saw the photo, I didn't even think about him wearing that t-shirt. I'm thinking, okay, well, it's him at home. It's with his attorney, and with an actor that helped support the bond money that was needed for him to be released.
yeah. Yeah, and that's, like I said, that's when I found out about it, and I didn't think nothing about the shirt either. I just seen a picture of, oh, there's Kyle Rittenhouse. Okay, I recognize that face. I don't know who these 2 dudes are on the other side of him, but there he is. Um, I can't
But you know what's
I
funny
can't
about
find the
that
photo
though?
right offhand, but what's up?
Well, what's interesting about that is when I got on Twitter and I started to kind of dig around at what was going on with this whole Black Rifle Coffee situation and Kyle Rittenhouse, to show you how dumb people are. I mean, legit. I mean, like, seriously, dumb people are. You had a lot of people who thought the 2 gentlemen in that photo with Kyle Rittenhouse were the guys that owned Black Rifle Coffee.
Yep.
I shit you not, dude. I see it, and I wish I had some screenshots. I might even go back.
I've got it pulled up right here. I've got it pulled up
Okay,
right
you
here.
do. Good.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, people, this is what we discuss day in and day out on the show, is you don't assume. You got to do your research. And then when you do your research, you start to realize, okay, this isn't the CEOs of Black Rifle Coffee. And you have a lot of idiots right now. I mean, a lot of idiots believing that these are the guys that own Black Rifle Coffee, and it's not the case. And I'm thinking to
Not even
myself,
close.
you gotta look really stupid right now to a lot of people for even posting sharing shit like that.
Not even close. Not even close. I'm trying to find a good a picture of the guys that actually are in charge of Black Rifle Company. So
I
right
know
here,
Matt Best is one of them. So I can't remember the
yeah.
other gentleman's
Okay,
name,
so
but
yeah, so here's the guys. Matt Best, he's probably one of the four frontmen of Black Rifle Coffee. That's this gentleman right here, and I don't know about you, but that looks like a pretty studly gentleman. Whereas the guys over here in this picture, they don't look as studly. I don't know. Maybe he just put on a few pounds while Rittenhouse was in jail. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. I don't
yeah,
know.
it really just kind of it's mind boggling how many people actually thought this. And I'm reading the comments on Twitter, and it's like nobody has taken the time to even research this. And I'm just going through and I'm trolling everybody. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. And I keep telling people, you don't have the right people. You're looking like a dumbass in front of millions of people online. You're an idiot. And that's what it boils down to. We'll get more into what happened, thus after. But yeah, it just and it's interesting is because this whole cancel culture that we're going through right now, especially from the left, we're starting to see it from the right. And I kind of want to talk about that because it's like Black Rifle Coffee was put in a position they had no idea they were gonna end up being in. Like they had no clue. And we had somebody that made a post in the comment section saying, well, Black Rifle gave them their merchandise to wear. And I'm thinking, well, provide me the link.
Yep. Yep.
Provide me the link. Nobody has given me anything
No link.
because it never happened. It's like,
Yeah. Apparently
oh
the guy on the right is actor Ricky Schroeder,
yes, Ricky Schroeder.
and the other
And
guy
then
was
the
supposed to
guy,
be his lawyer, right? Correct.
yes, these aren't the gentlemen that own Black Rifle Coffee.
Wait, unless they actually are the same person, they just have like alternate identities they use when they're online personas.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happens.
So you go back, the left is calling to boycott, Black Rifle Coffee. And then now you got people on the right that are saying, well, Black Rifle submitted to the left and issue, a a statement saying that they don't, they had no connections with Kyle Rittenhouse, which they don't. That's what I'm saying. It's like you have to put something out as a business, letting people know that we had no involvement with this. So whatever it is that's going around on social media that's not factual, you need to put something out there. But then everybody on the right looks at it like, well, you're bowing down to the left. Well, no, because if my character is put in a question as far as something that you think I might have done, and I know I didn't do it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you. It doesn't mean that you're submitting to the left. It's just it's clearing the air. It's clearing your name of the situation. We have gotten away from this, and the right seems to think that, oh well, you caved into the left, so now you got the people on the right that are calling not to support Black Rifle Coffee because they don't support Kyle Rittenhouse. And because Black Rifle Coffee is big on the Second Amendment and self-defense,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Black Rifle Coffee is not saying they don't support Kyle Rittenhouse or the Second Amendment. They're just simply saying we had nothing to do with this situation. Why is this so hard for people to understand?
Well, just for those who are in the podcast listening audience, I'm going to go ahead and read this their official statement. It's only a couple paragraphs, nothing huge. So,
Right.
So this is the official statement from Black Rifle Coffee on their website. It says, as a veteran-owned and operated coffee company, Black Rifle Coffee Company exists to serve premium coffee while supporting the veteran community. And as a little aside, yes, everything I've ever seen about them, that is all they talk about. That's all they do. They make a bunch of funny videos and they support vets. That's pretty much
Yeah.
it. And they make coffee. So at the core of Black Rifle Coffee's values, it is to support and bring awareness to the millions of veterans who have proudly served our nation, and we will not waver from that mission. The Black Rifle brand is a symbol of service, of strength, and of goodness that has carried over from our military origins. It's why we support active duty service members and veterans, prioritize veteran hiring, and advocate for individual liberty and personal responsibility. Now, this is the part that's got the right all in it, got their panties in a twist.
Mm-hmm.
We do not
Yep.
support legal advocacy efforts, and they never have. By the way, they never have.
No.
That's never been a thing that I've noticed they've done. In all the time I've been following them. So they say we do not sponsor nor do we have a relationship with a 17-year-old facing charges in Kenosha, Wisconsin. We believe in the integrity of the legal justice system and support law enforcement officials. We're grateful for the continued support of Black Rifle Coffee community and eager to continue serving those who serve. That's it. That was their statement. They didn't say anything to anything to say, oh, by the way, we do not support Kyle Rittenhouse. They were just saying,
Right.
basically, we don't sponsor, we don't have a relationship with him, we're not associated with him. Just basically saying, hey, just because he's wearing our merchandise doesn't mean that we're like, we didn't give it to him. We didn't pay to have him bailed out. We didn't do that shit.
Well, and from a business standpoint, and this is what I want people to understand. It's something I kind of alluded to the thing of this morning in a comment that was made on our Facebook page. As a business owner, you have to look at a situation like this is to put yourself in a situation to where you support an individual. It doesn't matter who it is at this point. Are you willing to put the people that work for you and the things that you've built in the hands of a situation or a trial that's yet to even been seen yet, of a person that could possibly be convicted of murder? Because what's going to happen is your business is now tied to that individual if that happens to be the case. That's not something I'm going to gamble my business on. That's not something I'm going to gamble my employees' livelihoods who I pay to work for me. I'm not going to do that. People are like, well, Anthony, you're not supporting the Second Amendment or and all this. I'm like, no, I'm not. It has nothing to do with the Second Amendment. It's the fact that I want to make sure that my company is not associated with the possibilities of somebody being convicted of murder. And then all of a sudden, my company collapses. Now I've got people who had trusted me with their livelihoods because I pay their paychecks, no longer have a job. They're no longer employed. Why would I do that?
Yep.
It makes absolutely no sense. People, think about this. And the reasons why you don't think about this is because you're not a business owner. And if you were, you're probably going to go flop. I'm going to be honest with you.
That's a fair point. So from the comments here, Barbara says Black Rifle Coffee Company is caught between a rock and a hard place. The left is a huge cancel culture. Huge on cancel culture, but BRCC got a huge support by us canceling Starbucks. They should have just kept their mouth shut. Yeah, I don't know. No, I think that would have been the wrong move, honestly, for them to keep their mouth shut. And I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one because right now that when these cancel culture people come out and they start, the worst thing you can possibly do, first of all, is apologize. To admit wrongdoing. You've seen how that's worked out. Every time the mob comes after you and companies go, oh, I'm sorry, that's kind of like the death knell for them. From that point forward, it's just all downhill. They're kind of this constant, always walking on eggshells trying to appease the mob. They didn't do that. They didn't apologize for anything. All they did was just issue a statement, said, yeah, we don't, that's not true. What they're saying about us ain't true. That's pretty much all they said. And I think, and honestly, for them to have not said something kind of would have almost implied guilt by silence.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, just by omission, by not saying anything, it kind of makes them look even more guilty because it allows the rumors to grow even bigger. You kind of have to jump on it ASAP. This is from a business standpoint. This is not from, a personal standpoint or anything like that. They're not necessarily trying to protect their personal
well, did you happen to read where a lot of people thought this was sponsored by Black Rifle? Was the podcast in which Black Rifle sponsors got a hold of this photo and they ran a promo code saying that Kyle Rittenhouse drinks the best coffee in the world. Use promo code to buy Black Rifle coffee.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's something that I want people. Okay, this is where you have to. It could be looked at several different ways here, but one of the ways that I'm looking at this,
just to add to what you said, the quote was, "Kyle Rittenhouse drinks the best coffee in America" by Elijah Schaefer, host of Blaze Media's Slightly Offensive, wrote in the now deleted tweet, and that was, that's what Anthony's talking about.
Yeah, so it's no different than saying that if Black Rifle, coffee sponsored us. it is, we're responsible for putting their name out there for coffee, obviously to, generate sales. It doesn't, it's a sponsorship. It just means that we support your podcast. Okay. It doesn't mean that, we're responsible for what somebody says on their podcast, because, Black Rifle contacted them and said, look, you need to retract that, because what you're saying is not, what it's not what we're about here. I don't know if you've got that in front of you. You want to read the rest of that story so people can hear it.
As far as the rest of what, okay, so yeah, okay, so a Black Rifle spokeswoman initially told the Salt Lake Tribune that the company was ending its sponsorship of the podcast. However, she later clarified her comments, saying she misunderstood. She says, quote, "We are not fluctuating our ad spend," she told the Tribune in a text message. Quote, "We did not have a conversation with Schaefer, or we did have a conversation with Schaefer, and he understands that the post was a mistake." After clarifying the company's continuing sponsorship of Blaze Media, she added, "Our concern is that use of the discount code in this post did not reflect our values. That's a concern we've addressed with the journalist and that he understands." One last piece here. Blaze employees make decisions about how to allocate ad dollars within the Blaze, she said, but she did not clarify whether Black Rifle would request to end its placement as a podcast sponsor. She said the company and Blaze are discussing, quote unquote, how to move forward with the allocation of ad dollars. So yeah, there's that. And it gets actually worse than that, because I don't know if you've seen this or not, but as the story develops and people on the right have seen this message, the big MAGA crowd, they see this message from Black Rifle Coffee Company stating what they're actually, their association with Kyle Rittenhouse. They go on, there's like, for example, here, we've got this tweet here. Turns out Evan Schaefer, CEO of Black Rifle Coffee, has been making political contributions to anti-Second Amendment Democrats. If hashtag MAGA gets a hold of this information, dude, it's a hold, one word, not a hold, sorry, of this information, his business is finished. So yeah, it's showing Evan Schaefer's individual contributions to, let me see here, state, San Antonio, Texas, in the amount of $500 to, I guess, a anti-Second Amendment Democrat. I don't know what that means. I don't really give a shit. And quite frankly, if the MAGA crowd gets a hold of it, I don't know what they're going to do, but probably isn't going to be anything as much as trying to shut down their entire business because they have the audacity to disagree with them or have some differences of opinions.
Yep.
Like, this is this is so strange. It's like everybody's like mad at Black Rifle Coffee Company for what? Like, I still support the company. I understand where they're coming from.
Company. Yeah. I don't understand. Like, you get so many of the veterans now and so many people on the right wanting to boycott them. And I'm thinking to myself, do you guys even realize what you're doing right now? What you're doing to this company that didn't even ask to be put in this situation? That's the irony of it all, is like Black Rifle did not ask for this. And somehow they got roped into it. It's like me. It's okay. It's like me going to jail, me posting bond.
Yeah.
And I walk out of jail
and I'm the one, t-shirt. And my wife's the one that bonds you out, you know?
Right. And I'm wearing a Coca-Cola t-shirt. And then all of a sudden it doesn't imply that Coca-Cola sponsored my bail money. It just means I like Coca-Cola, so I'm wearing the t-shirt.
Or you happen to pick one up at the bargain bin at the fucking Goodwill down the road because that's all you could afford.
Right. So the kid, Kyle Rittenhouse was, he's a big fan of Black Rifle Coffee. That's perfectly okay. Why can't you have the two situations be okay? You can still support Kyle Rittenhouse. You can still support Black Rifle Coffee, because neither one of them had anything to do with each other. That's what people seem to not understand, that there's a huge disconnect between. There's no association. But then you got people from the right saying, well, that's the problem. It's like, Black Rifle Coffee, it's a big, Second Amendment and big on, self-defense, isn't backing, Kyle Rittenhouse. And again, I'm like, well, no, as a business owner, I'm not going to do that, and that's something I've explained.
So I'm seeing in the comments now, I don't know if this is true or not. If you could send me a link, that'd be awesome. But it said that Barbara says Evan donated $500 to Obama because he lost a bet. That's the reason for the $500 donation to your Democrat candidate.
Well, that's a bet. That's not.
If that's true,
Now, do I?
I said if that's true, I'd like to see a link for that just to clarify. But that's very interesting that people start coming up with this stuff. They start posting these links. Oh, look at this damning evidence of what this guy did. He's secretly an anti-Second Amendment guy, but then the rest of the context might be that, oh well, he lost a bet, just like people do in sports betting all the time. I just saw a post of a guy the other day. He's standing there with a bunch of Tennessee Titans, big old flag behind him, and a hat on, and he's flipping off the camera because he's a little pissed off because he lost a bet and had to wear all the merch. It's like people make stupid bets like that. So I mean, I don't see any reason that wouldn't be true. I'd love to see the link for that though.
Here's the crazy part about it. Did you know that you can be friends with people who are against the Second Amendment?
Wait,
Did you
what?
know that?
What? Say, huh?
You can be friends with people who are against the Second Amendment. Did you know that?
Huh?
It's possible.
Say that a little louder for those in the back.
Did you know you can be friends with people who don't back the Second Amendment?
Oh wow, that's amazing. That's
and that's
wow.
the problem. That's the problem in our society. It's like we're tribal, and it's something we talked about in the last show. It's like all the Second Amendment amendment people are over here, and all the people that are against guns are over here. Basically, you're liberals, and and as soon as one of them decides to go to and meet you in the middle and shake your hand, say, "Hi, I'm Evan. I don't agree with your political views, but we can still be friends." It is possible.
Oh my God.
And we've gotten away from that, and that's the problem. That's the huge, that's kind of where our society is right now. And then we forgot that we can maintain some sort of, civil conversations with the people from the opposite side, remain friends, make bets, and have pay the other one $500. It doesn't mean anything other than you lost the bet. So
yeah,
I don't read too much into stuff like that.
This tweet says, dumping on Kyle Rittenhouse, you fought overseas, but you come home and run away from the communist coup happening here. What kind of veterans are you? We need you in the fight. I've been in your store in Bourne, but no more unless you change your tune.
That's what I'm saying, dude. What is wrong with people?
Yeah.
And again, this is one of the reasons why people like this don't own a business, because if you're willing to talk that way, I guarantee you don't have the brain capacity to even run a business in the best interest for you and your employees.
Yep. It shows that Evan Schaefer of Black Rifle Coffee Company were never pro Second Amendment. They wanted patriots' money. Seeing them tuck tail and lick boots of the leftist mob just because of a picture is a shame. The same left that wants to take our rights. Boycott Black Rifle Company. Coffee. Cut short. Like, what the fuck, man?
So,
people just don't. First of all, people are fucking stupid. Okay,
yeah.
Let's just say that. People are stupid. They don't know how to run businesses. They don't know what is required. They don't know how to handle public perception of their company and handle their reputations. They don't know what's involved in kind of trying to, toe the line between political activism and just selling coffee to a specific audience, if that's what you want to do. It's like this is a dance. This is a very delicate dance. But because somebody didn't, make the same fucked up step that you would make and step on the toes of their opponent, all of a sudden they're the enemy and you're boycotting them and I'm not buying your coffee anymore. Like, dude, you got to pull your head out of your ass for a minute, dude. This is this American Tex at TexPat 1983. Pull your head out of your ass. I'm going to tell him that right now. Pull your head out of your ass. Got it. And reply.
Perfect. You got to love it. You got to love Twitter,
this is so
man. I mean,
stupid.
It's just, it is. And I hope when people watch this, you really kind of question your behavior on social media and also the way you view this whole situation with Black Rifle Coffee and Kyle Rittenhouse. It's not, we are calling people that have already made the assumption stupid, but it's, again, this is a learning lesson. Do your research, think for yourself, think about what would you do if you were the CEO of a company. Would you really, put the employees that work under you and their livelihoods in your hands to sponsor or to support somebody who possibly, not saying that Kyle Rittenhouse is guilty, but could possibly be convicted for murder? And I support Kyle Rittenhouse, and everything that he had done, because I understand, and we've covered this before, and we understand what self-defense looks like, when the mob's going after you. And the way that the mob celebrates the individuals that went after Kyle Rittenhouse shows you the huge disparity between normal thinking and people who are just plain out just dumb, really. And so anyways, going back to what I was saying is, I really hope people take the time and understand that this company had nothing to do with this. They really did. They got caught in the middle of a shitstorm that should never even took place. But because the left seen a T-shirt that somebody wore, this is where we're at. And
Yep.
it's sad that this is what our society has come to.
And the right has
And
picked it up. The right has picked it up and ran with it too.
yeah,
Like you
and
haven't have you even learned like what's been going on the last 10 years or so with cancel culture, and you're gonna look at this and not realize you're doing the exact same thing that you keep accusing everybody else of doing. You're not waiting for the facts. You're just reacting emotionally, and you're boycotting a company that you would otherwise support because they didn't do it the way you would have it done. Like
right.
that's bullshit, and it's stupid. It's short sighted, and again, I want to reiterate that point about all of the people that work with Black Rifle Company, all the employees, their jobs could be potentially on the line too. There may not be a correct move, unfortunately, for this company. They may end up struggling.
That's sad, man.
Yeah, there may not be a right move. There might, no matter what they say, they're going to piss somebody off, and I don't know what to do.
They're just minding their business, going about making coffee, and then all of a sudden, it's like waking up one day and and just the bottom fell out, and you're having to now put out all these different fires because the pathetic thing that I was watching on Twitter was Black Rifle themselves were going into different threads on Twitter and posting their statement, and they kept doing this so they would hope people would see it and kind of calm this down, but people don't care, dude. It just, and going back to the right and the left, they're starting to become one of the same, because the right has become just as bad as the left. And I even made a post on Facebook talking about how Trump supporters and conservatives are starting to get to be just as bad as liberals. And it's one of the reasons why I've kind of distanced myself between, conservatives, is because you're acting like a fucking idiot.
And
you're
now,
acting.
Look, maybe you understand.
And this isn't saying that all Trump supporters are that way. Let me clarify that. So what I'm saying is not taken out of context.
Too late.
Do what?
Too late.
Yeah, I know. People are going to run with this, be like, "Oh my God, he's a MAGA hater." Fuck him. That's what they're going to run with.
I used to like your show, Anthony. I used to like your show, but I'm sorry, I just can't anymore because you just don't like MAGA folks.
I have lost so many. I really wouldn't call them friends, but people on social media, because I think for myself, I don't follow the echo chambers. I don't feed into those echo chambers. If I see what the right is doing that is potentially the same as what the left is doing, I'm going to call you out. I've always been this way. And and it really pisses me off that people are just like, oh yeah, they start griping at me, and I'm like, shut up, dude. Because you are doing the exact same thing as the left's doing. You're not any better. You're making the problems just as bad for Black Rifle Coffee than what the left has already done, because now the right's coming at you, saying, well, as a veteran, I'm not going to support your coffee company for not supporting Kyle Rittenhouse. I'm like, you're a fucking moron, dude. You are an absolute goddamn idiot. You shouldn't even be allowed on social media, because listen how stupid you sound. You know what I'm saying? and it's just, once again, it goes to show this is the society in which we live in.
Now maybe you're starting to get a sense and an understanding why I've been where I've been at politically for as long as I have been.
Well, because my core values still align very much with conservatives. It's
right.
Just like
same here.
This isn't all of Trump supporters. This isn't all of your conservatives, which there's a difference, by the way. And it's not, for me, it's not everyone, but you're starting to see more of it. Now, I don't know if it's because tensions are high right now, because we're still waiting on the election results and people are really kind of showcasing, their true feelings about things, or, how they really feel politically. I don't know. But all I know is, like, when you're at this level of where we're at right now in our society, you've got to think with a level head, and people aren't doing that. They're emotionally reacting. And I can't tell you how many times I've told you this, dude. People have got to apply the 10-second rule. When you apply the 3-second rule, your emotions automatically trigger, and that's all you're basing your information off, is your emotions, because you're emotionally reacting to a tweet you saw. rather than doing your homework, which you've done before in the past. You're automatically assuming, now guess what? You're putting out false information saying that the two guys with Kyle Rittenhouse are the CEOs of Black Rifle Coffee. You look like an idiot in front of millions of people is what you're looking like. And then you go back and you delete your Twitter thread. And it's like, dude, screenshots are forever. We got you. And that's one of the reasons why I've been caught in that same situation. But the difference between, you and I and everybody else is we can own up and saying, hey, we made a mistake. We shouldn't have posted that. And because of what we do, it's kind of held us accountable for what we do post, because we have to have the checks and balances. We have to do the research. We have to do our homework, because if we don't, people aren't going to watch anything that, we do, because we're not giving out any kind of facts that kind of back what's going on, so.
Yeah, I just probably going to get blocked by, what's it called? Husky Coffee WA on Twitter.
Why?
Well, Husky Coffee says, and those who are watching probably already saw me type my response, but says anyone that was a fan of Black Rifle Coffee Company can now purchase coffee from us. Use code BRCC and you will receive a 20% discount.
That's fucked up, dude.
That's fucked up, dude. You got that right. I called them sick fucked opportunists is what they are. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. I will never buy coffee from that particular company, seeing what kind of opportunist scum they are. So just keep in mind, what's that? Husky Coffee? Yeah.
Husky.
Yeah,
Husky.
Let's boycott Husky Coffees from huskycoffees.com.
No, don't do that, because then you're kind of feeding into everybody else.
No, fuck them.
Husky.
Fuck them. I can boycott what I want.
I'm Husky. I'm a patriot. I support Black Rifle Coffee. So,
well, which is it? Black Lives Matter or Black Rifle Company? You started to say both. I'm sensing a little Freudian slip.
So many black somethings. It's like I can't keep up with this shit, dude. It's like we got so many groups that we have to sit here and we have to call out or talk about, or I'm just whatever, dude.
Yeah,
it's getting exhausting. I'm glad we're taking a break soon.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I need to recharge my batteries.
Hey, Husky Coffee has a whopping 29 followers on Twitter, guys. Holy shit!
Wow.
Holy shit! I'm gonna save that tab. We'll get back to you later on.
Because Alaska's, it's really populated up there.
All right, so if you guys enjoyed the show, please subscribe. Please hit like button and all that good shit. Tell your friends about us. I don't care how racist you think we are. Just do it. Just do it. Don't be like Black Rifle Coffee Company and not support us just because we don't say the things you want us to say in the manner in which you want us to say them. So, for those of you who don't know,
I got a friend of mine that actually works for Black Rifle Coffee, so I'm going to send this to him.
Yes, please do. Please do. We definitely support them. So if y'all want to head over to unframeofmind.com, go to the About section and click Find Us On. You can find all of our links. Find Us On. You can find all of our links for all of our social media, videos, and podcast platforms there. That's where you can find us. So I look forward to hearing from you guys all in the future. We'll be back Friday for a couple more shows. And Thursday, stay tuned for the Frosty the Snowman Caught the Rona video song parody that we wrote. It's coming out. It'll be launching Thursday. I don't know exactly what time. We'll have to discuss that. So let us know.
I say do it in the morning, because everybody's going to be busy during the afternoon.
See, and they can put it on with their little family Christmas backing track. There you go.
Yeah, because that's what you want your 5-year-old to listen to. It's
Damn right.
Got the
Damn right. All right. So if y'all enjoyed the show, let us know. Until Friday, y'all have a good night.
You're listening to the Unframe of Mind show, the place to have the most mind-stretching, unprotected, intellectual intercourse of your life. Your hosts battle the forces of evil by lobbing fiery balls of truth, reason, and evidence over safe room walls.